Wake up grateful and watch how quietly, almost mysteriously, your whole day begins to change before anything around you even moves. My dear, before you rush into the noise of the world, before you reach for your phone, before you let yesterday follow you into today, I want you to pause with me for just a moment. Take a breath, a slow one, and another. Can you feel that space right there between one breath and the next? That space, that stillness, that is where your day is truly born. Not in your schedule, not in your responsibilities, not in what's waiting for you outside that door, but right here, in the quiet feeling you choose before anything begins. And I know sometimes you wake up already tired. Sometimes you wake up carrying thoughts that didn't rest, emotions that didn't soften overnight. Sometimes your first feeling isn't peace, it's pressure or worry or that familiar heaviness you've learned to carry without even questioning it. And if that's you, I want you to know something very gently. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're not failing at life. You've just been waking up into the same emotional pattern again and again without realizing that you have the power to choose something different. And I'm not asking you to force happiness. I'm not asking you to pretend everything is perfect. I'm simply inviting you to shift one thing, just one, before your mind starts telling its usual stories, before your body follows its usual feelings. I want you to try this. Whisper inside yourself, thank you, not because everything is ideal, but because you are here, because you woke up, because life, for whatever reason, is still moving through you. And I know part of you might resist that. You might think, what do I have to be grateful for? And that question, my dear, is exactly where everything begins to change. Because the moment you ask that question with even a little openness, your mind starts searching. Your awareness shifts. And suddenly, things that were invisible before begin to appear. The softness of your bed, the quiet of the morning, the simple rhythm of your breath, the fact that your heart, without your effort, kept beating all night long. Do you see how gentle this is? Gratitude isn't something you force. It's something you notice. It's something you allow. And the moment you allow it, even in the smallest way, something inside you begins to rearrange. Because your emotional state, right at the start of your day, is like setting the tone of a song. If it begins in tension, everything that follows carries that tension. But if it begins, even slightly, in appreciation, in softness, in presence, then your entire day starts moving in a different rhythm. Not because the world changes instantly, but because you do. And that's the part most people overlook. They think transformation happens when circumstances change. But real transformation begins the moment your inner state shifts. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how two people can live the exact same day and experience it completely differently? One sees stress, problems, delays. The other notices small moments, unexpected ease, quiet beauty. It's not the day that's different. It's the lens. And gratitude, my dear, is one of the most powerful lenses you will ever hold, because it gently trains your mind to stop scanning for what's missing and start noticing what's already here. And when that happens, something deeper unfolds. You stop chasing the day, and the day begins to meet you. But I want you to understand this in a deeper way, because this isn't just about feeling good. This is about who you are becoming every single morning. Each time you wake up and immediately think about what's wrong, what's lacking, what you need to fix, you reinforce an identity that says, something is missing, something isn't enough, I need something outside of me to feel okay. And without realizing it, you carry that identity into everything, into your conversations, into your work, into how you interpret every little thing that happens. But when you wake up and you begin with gratitude, even softly, even imperfectly, you are stepping into a different identity, one that says, I am already supported, I am already held. I can meet this day with openness, not resistance. And from that place, everything starts to shift. Not all at once, not in some dramatic, overwhelming way, but subtly, gently, like the first light of morning slowly filling a room. You start reacting differently. You become a little more patient, a little more present, a little less controlled by the automatic patterns that used to run your day without your permission. And here's the beautiful part. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes, because your mind begins to expect gratitude. Your body begins to recognize that feeling as familiar, and slowly, without force, without struggle, you become someone who lives from that place. But I want to be honest with you. There will be mornings when it feels harder. Mornings when gratitude feels distant, almost unreachable. And in those moments, I don't want you to push. I don't want you to judge yourself. I want you to soften even more. Because gratitude isn't about perfection. It's about willingness, even if all you can say is, I'm willing to find one small thing that is enough. That is more than enough. Because that willingness opens a door. And once that door opens, even just a little, light begins to enter. So tomorrow morning, or even the next time you wake up, before anything else, before the noise, before the thoughts, before the rush, I want you to place your attention right here in this quiet moment, and gently, softly, with no pressure, say, thank you. And just notice what happens inside you, not outside, inside, because that is where your day truly begins. And what I'm about to share with you now, my dear, is something so simple, yet so quietly powerful that most people overlook it their entire lives, because they've been taught to believe that their day is shaped by what happens to them, but your day is actually shaped by what you carry into it. Take a breath with me, slowly, gently, and feel this question settle inside you. What am I bringing with me into today? Not what do you need to do, not what are you expecting, but what energy, what emotional tone, what silent belief are you carrying as you step into this new morning? Because this, right here, is where everything begins. You see, your mind and your body are always working together in a quiet, automatic rhythm. And the moment you wake up, your body often remembers yesterday before your mind even has time to think. It remembers the stress, the worry, the unresolved emotions, and without realizing it, you step into the same version of yourself again. It feels familiar, almost comfortable, even when it doesn't feel good, because familiarity can feel like safety. But here's the gentle truth. If you keep waking up as the same emotional self, you will keep living the same kind of day, not because life is against you, But because your inner state is guiding your perception, your reactions, your choices in ways you don't even notice. And this is why gratitude is so much more than a nice feeling. Gratitude is an interruption, a soft, loving interruption to the patterns that have been running your life. When you pause and you feel even a small sense of appreciation, you are telling your body something new. You are saying, we are not in yesterday anymore. We are not trapped in that old story. We are here, now, and something different is possible. And your body listens, your nervous system softens, your breath deepens, your thoughts begin to slow, and suddenly there is space. And in that space, you are no longer reacting automatically. You are choosing. Can you feel how powerful that is? Just for a moment, you are no longer a product of your past. You are the creator of your present. And that shift, my dear, changes everything. Because once you begin your day from that place, you stop chasing external moments to feel better. You become the source of how you feel. And from that place, life starts responding to you differently. Not in some magical, unrealistic way, but in a way that feels aligned. You notice things you would have missed before. You respond instead of react. You speak with a little more softness, a little more clarity, and people feel that. Opportunities feel that. Even the smallest interactions begin to carry a different energy. And it all began with a quiet thank you. Now let me take you even deeper, because there is something beautiful happening beneath the surface when you practice gratitude. Something most people never realize. Gratitude shifts you from chasing into receiving. And this is where so many people get stuck. They spend their days chasing outcomes, chasing validation, chasing results, believing that once they get what they want, then they will feel peace or joy or fulfillment. But that way of living keeps you in a constant state of reaching, always moving, always striving, never quite arriving. And your body learns that feeling, that sense of not yet, not enough. So even when something good happens, it feels temporary, because your baseline, your emotional home, is still rooted in lack. But gratitude does something very different. Gratitude says, I can feel something good before anything changes. I can recognize value before it is complete. I can receive right now. And the moment you feel that, even in the smallest way, you send a powerful signal to your mind and body that you are no longer waiting for life to begin. You are already in it. And when you live from that place, something remarkable happens. You stop pushing so hard. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop needing everything to go a certain way just to feel okay. And ironically, that's when things begin to flow, because you are no longer creating resistance through pressure. You are allowing life to meet you where you are. It's like opening your hands instead of clenching them, like softening your grip instead of holding on so tightly. And in that softness, things can finally come to you. My dear, let me ask you something gently. What if the reason your days have felt heavy is not because life is too much, but because you've been carrying it in a state of tension? What if nothing outside of you needs to change first? What if the shift begins the moment you change how you meet the day? Just feel that for a moment. Let it settle. Because this is not about denying reality. It's about transforming your relationship with it. And that transformation begins in the smallest, quietest ways. A breath, a pause, a single moment of gratitude. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking up tomorrow, and instead of rushing into your thoughts, you stay in that soft space for just a little longer. You place your hand on your chest, you feel your breath, and you say, "Thank you for this day, even if I don't know what it holds yet." Can you feel how different that is? There's no pressure in that, no expectation, just openness. And from that openness, something inside you begins to trust. Not control, not force, but trust. And trust, my dear, is where peace lives. So, as you move through your day, I don't want you to try to be perfect. I don't want you to force yourself into constant positivity. I simply want you to return again and again to that gentle awareness that you have a choice in how you feel, in how you respond, in how you see what is already here. Even if it's just for a few seconds at a time, that is enough. Because those seconds begin to add up. They begin to reshape your patterns, your habits, your identity, and before you even realize it, you are no longer waking up into the same day. You are creating a new one. And this is where everything becomes even more intimate, my dear, because now we are no longer just talking about your mornings. We are talking about who you believe yourself to be in those quiet, unnoticed moments. Take a breath with me again, slowly. Let it settle deep into your body, because I want to ask you something very gently. When you wake up, before you say a word, before you move, before the world touches you, who are you in that moment? Not your name, not your responsibilities, not your past, but who are you in feeling? Are you someone bracing for the day? Are you someone expecting things to go wrong or feel heavy or demand too much from you? Or are you someone who is open, someone who trusts, someone who quietly believes that something good, something meaningful can unfold? You see, my dear, your identity is not just a label. It is a feeling you practice. And most people, without realizing it, wake up each day and rehearse the same identity over and over again. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I have so much to deal with. And even if those thoughts feel true, even if they are understandable, every time you repeat them, you are stepping back into the same version of yourself, the same emotional state, the same patterns, the same kind of day. Not because life is fixed, but because your inner state is familiar, and familiarity has a quiet gravity. It pulls you back into what you already know, but this is where gratitude becomes something deeper than a practice. It becomes a doorway into a new identity, because when you wake up and you gently say, "Thank you," you are not just noticing something good. You are stepping into a version of yourself who sees differently, who feels differently, who expects differently, and that version of you begins to live a different kind of day. Not perfectly, not without challenges, but with a different relationship to everything that happens. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine two versions of you walking through the same day. One wakes up already tense, already expecting pressure, already focused on what could go wrong. So when something small happens, a delay, a misunderstanding, a moment of inconvenience, It feels bigger than it is. It confirms what they already believed. This day is stressful. This is too much. And their body reacts. Their thoughts spiral. Their energy contracts. Now imagine the other version of you, the one who began the day, even softly, with gratitude, who paused, who breathed, who said thank you before anything else. That version of you walks into the same situation, the same delay, the same inconvenience. But something feels different. There is space. There is patience. There is a quiet understanding that not everything needs to be resisted. And because of that, the moment passes differently. Do you see it? It's not that life changed. It's that you did. And that shift, my dear, is subtle, but it is powerful. Because your identity determines your experience, not the other way around. And this is why waiting for your life to change before you feel better keeps you stuck. But choosing to feel differently, even in small ways, begins to change your life. Now, I want to take you even deeper into this, because there is a quiet misconception that many people carry. They believe that gratitude is something you practice after good things happen. But what if I told you, gratitude is what allows you to experience good things in the first place? Not because it magically creates events, but because it changes what you notice, what you allow, what you receive. It softens your resistance. It opens your awareness. It shifts your emotional state from closed to open. And when you are open, life feels different. Opportunities feel closer. Connections feel warmer. Moments feel richer. Even the simplest things begin to carry meaning. And this is why waking up grateful transforms your whole day, because it transforms you before the day even begins. Now, I want you to stay with me here, because this next part is something I want you to feel, not just understand. Take a slow breath. Place your hand gently over your heart if you can, and softly, in your own mind, repeat after me. I am allowed to begin this day gently. Pause. Let those words settle. I don't have to rush into stress. Pause again. I can meet this day with openness. And now, I am grateful, even for this moment. Feel what happens inside you. There is no force in that, no pressure, just a soft, quiet shift. And this, my dear, is how change begins. Not through intensity, but through consistency, through returning again and again to this gentle awareness. Because over time, these small moments of gratitude, these soft shifts in how you begin, they start to rewire the way you experience your life. Your mind begins to expect ease instead of tension. Your body begins to feel safe instead of guarded. And slowly, naturally, you become someone who doesn't need everything to be perfect, to feel okay. You become someone who carries peace into the day instead of waiting to find it. And that changes everything. Now, I want to speak to something very real, something many people feel but rarely say out loud. Sometimes, receiving goodness can feel unfamiliar. Sometimes, feeling peaceful can feel almost uncomfortable because you've spent so long in survival mode, so long expecting things to go wrong, that when things feel calm, your system doesn't fully trust it. And if that's you, I want you to know that is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. You are not resisting on purpose. You are simply used to a different emotional pattern. But this is where your gentle practice of gratitude becomes so important, because it slowly, patiently teaches your system a new way of being. It shows your mind and your body that it is safe to feel good, that it is safe to soften, that it is safe to experience a day without constantly preparing for something to go wrong. And this doesn't happen overnight. It happens through repetition, through kindness, through small, consistent moments of awareness. So each morning, each quiet thank you, each pause, each breath, you are building something new inside yourself, a new baseline, a new emotional home, a new way of moving through the world. And from that place, your days don't just change. They begin to feel different from the inside out. So as you continue forward, I want you to carry this with you, not as something you have to do perfectly, but as something you gently return to again and again. Wake up, pause, breathe, say thank you, and allow that feeling, however small, to guide you. Because the truth is, my dear, your whole day doesn't transform because everything outside of you suddenly shifts. It transforms because you do. And when you do, life begins to meet you in ways you may have never noticed before. Softly, quietly, beautifully,